Hey peeps, today we're going to continue with our celebration of Singles Awareness Month by exploring how LDS singles can brighten their outlook for the future by brightening their faith. Join the Journey Radio starts right now.
Maverick to range control. Entering Point Alpha. Confirm green range.
Maverick, range control. Green range is confirmed. I don't see an event scheduled for you, sir.
Well, I'm going anyway.
Nice.
I get all excited. I'm like JoJo, the idiot circus boy with a pretty new pet.
Excellent!
No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned.
Are you mocking me?
We don't want you to get ruffled. Let's just say I was agreeing with you in a totally unusual way.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth.
You can't handle the truth!
Now, do you need me to elaborate? Or can we just crack on?
And here we go.
Hit it!
Welcome to the infusion of positive energy into the lives of single Latter-day Saints everywhere. This is Joy in the Journey Radio.
And welcome back, peeps, to another wonderful, splendiferous, joyous episode of Joy in the Journey Radio. I am Lance, your host for Joining Journey Radio, and this is episode number 426, Brighten Your Faith. That's right, peeps. Going to brighten your faith here today. If you're joining us live for the live stream today, please join the chat. Let us know where you're watching the program from. If you're watching the program at a later date, you've seen it posted up on one of our channels in social media, then leave a comment down below so that the algorithms will help push our content out to help more Latter-day Saint singles everywhere. All right, peeps. There's a lot of chaos in the world today, and with all the chaos everywhere, it's easy to get lost in it. What matters most at the end of the day for most LDS singles, though, is not the chaos that is actually there around them, but the chaos that is perceived and felt in their lives. For many of us, we're simply focused on the wrong things. After all, your focus determines your reality. So if you feel chaotic, it's usually because you're focused on something chaotic. As long as you keep your eye fixed on chaos, you're going to continue to feel chaotic. Improving your focus will help, as we've discussed previously on the program, but some resist. They resist improving their focus. They think that they simply ignore the problem. It's not going to, ignoring the problem will go away. Well, ignoring the problem is not going to produce your desired solution, right? These individuals, how can I say this? These individuals will never see that solution that they're looking for without getting outside of themselves and adopting a different perspective, right? And that's the point of adopting a more positive focus to begin with, is to help you see a new perspective. And with that perspective filtering your view, it's easier to see your future as bright as your faith. That view will then help you to brighten your faith, right? If you see your future as bright as your faith, then that vision will help you to brighten your faith, which in turn will help you to brighten your view of the future. And now you've entered a synergistic loop that feeds itself into higher and higher levels of living, so long as you continue to brighten your faith. We all judge too much by what we see directly around us. And often we bias our judgment too much by what we directly see, because what we directly see limits what we can see to what is directly all around us, when in actuality there's more to be seen than what is directly all around us, but we're ignoring that because it's not directly around us. Now, this is a feature of normal human behavior, but it has adverse consequences when it comes to dating. Far too often, LDS singles directly look around them for someone they'd like to date, and not seeing what they define as acceptable, they quickly become discouraged. Then they hop online only to repeat the process there. This scene repeated often enough easily leads to hopelessness in the future. Bright futures start with faith. Faith helps you see what's there but not readily seen. In the context of dating, this could mean, first, you don't see that acceptable candidates are around you because they aren't doing what you normally do and going where you normally go. So they are around you. They're just not around you to be seen because they're around you, but not directly in your field of view. So when you branch out and see new vistas, you're more likely to cross paths with those people, and the world is a bigger place than your own backyard. It really is. I mean, so many of us want the solution to pop up in our own backyard, but the reality is the world is a much bigger place than your own backyard. You need to go out and explore it. So that's the first. That's the first place. In the second place, faith helps you see the person you discounted, maybe the one that you're looking for. So many of us are just discounting people that because they're less than perfect, when reality is we don't need perfect. You just need good enough. And by embracing that concept, you may actually find that the person that you're looking for is the one that you discounted for not being quote unquote good enough. You know, so many singles insist on having the perfect partner. And in, so doing, they reject knowing many less than top shelf candidates who would make not just good, but great partners. Falsely assuming that only the very best candidates imaginable can produce joy in life, and that anything less will result in utter despair, has kept and continues to keep many LDS singles single longer than they need to be. When you accept that you don't need perfect, but only good enough, you'll open the door to seeing more possibilities for the future, and that in turn will help you brighten your faith. Many LDS singles struggle with that, particularly the ladies. The single ladies struggle with it more than I think the single men do, for the precise reason that it all goes back to the way men and women think. And as we've discussed here previously on the program, men think with intellectual logic, whereas women think with emotional logic. So from the intellectual logic perspective, I mean, you could look at it and say, okay, yeah, it's easier for me to accept that idea that I only need good enough, because that is itself an intellectual argument. Well, when you move on to the ladies who are using emotional logic, it's harder for them to accept that because they still have this uncertainty about feeling what they want to feel. And of course, if they can't feel what they want to feel, if they don't have that assurance that they're going to feel what they want to feel, then they're more likely to reject rather than to accept. So, yeah, there's a struggle with that, right? But this is where faith comes in. Right? You don't need to understand everything completely in order to embrace it and accept it and bring it in. And that's true for both men and women, right? So many of the Latter-day Saint singles who struggle with this concept of you don't need perfect, you only need good enough, they actually lack faith and hope that their future really will be brighter than today, because their standards are so impossibly high that the probability you're going to find someone that meets those standards is exceedingly low. And of course, that leads to a lack of faith, a lack of hope, a lack of empowerment. Lack of hope in the future often intends feeling powerless. I mean, many of the people who feel powerless they feel powerless because they don't see anything they can do to tip the scale in their favor. And when you maintain your focus there, that will lead only to despair. So to change your reality, you must change your focus. Instead of focusing on the evidence for why what you want to happen won't happen, seek out instead reasons to believe. Start by understanding why your brain sees evidence for why what you want to happen won't happen. Why is it your brain sees evidence for the negative much more easily than it does for the positive, for reasons to believe that something better awaits you? And it's because you're biologically hardwired to see the negative more. Evolutionary biology has placed voices in your brain to convince you not to change, but rather to maintain the status quo, because that is the safe place to be. So in order to take your life up to the next level where you can achieve your potential and live your best life, you need to ignore that evolutionary voice of the natural man and the natural woman and start immersing yourself in reasons to believe that your future is more fantastic than you could possibly imagine. Those reasons to believe will be easier both to see and to embrace when you take proper action. I've never seen anyone busy working on making his or her dreams a reality who felt powerless while still working. And neither have you. That's because it's impossible. When you busy yourself with the business of doing, you're so immersed in evidence of your own power that is so much all up in your grill that you can't possibly feel powerless. It's when you're not doing anything that feelings of powerlessness can take hold. So start feeling that power and savoring your life by taking action. The best first actions to take are usually small ones. So for any of you LDS singles out there struggling to have faith in a brighter future, here's what I recommend. I recommend that you begin to brighten your faith by listing what makes up your best life. Just sit down, start making a list. What are the elements that put together would make up your best life? If you could have your best life, what would it look like? What would you be doing? Right? Put those activities on your list. And then go ahead and take the next step by filling your calendar with those activities. So if you think your best life involves horse riding, hey, that's great. When are you going to go ride that horse? If you think your best life involves learning how to crochet, fantastic. When are you going to learn that? I mean, whatever you want your life to be, start doing what you can to live that life. And I emphasize doing what you can. See, those evolutionary voices in your brain, they're going to work to persuade you not to take action because everything is not perfect, right? There's this assumption that you're working off of. It's a false assumption that, well, I can't take that first step unless I know the beginning from the end, unless I know how everything's going to work out. And everything has to look perfect in order for me to move forward. No. You don't need everything to be perfect to move forward. You don't even know how everything's going to work out. All you need to do to move forward is to take the next step. Take a step out. Even if that step is out into the darkness, all you need to do to move forward is to take a step out. So I emphasize doing what you can do. Those evolutionary voices in your brain, again, you see everything's not perfect. It's going to say, well, we can't do anything until everything's perfect. That's just an excuse. Right? Winners find a way. Losers make excuses. Winners make the way, and losers make excuses. So be a winner. Start making the way. Start doing what you can do. You may not know how to do part of what you need to get done. You may lack resources. I mean, you may not know who to turn to for knowledge or skills or whatever. Right? But often in life, we find what we lack only after we seek after it. Right? We find what we lack only when we seek after it. And often that means moving forward in faith, the Lord's going to provide. Very often, only after we step out and walk forward in faith do we see the miracle we seek. And here's the dirty little secret that few people actually talk about when it comes to walking by faith. By relying on yourself, for what you do have and can do, and then relying on the Lord for what you don't have and can't do, the Lord magnifies what you do have and can't do, both to make up the difference and to take added joy in what you do have and can't do. So don't let what you lack prevent you from embracing and finding joy in what you already have. That brings us to an important point of taking action that brightens our faith in a brighter future. While you're making that list of what your best life looks like and all along your journey, as you start doing the things on your list, don't forget to partner with the Lord. I mean, when you include Him in crafting your best life, you'll get there much more easily than if you go it alone. He might even help you see that what you think is your best life really isn't. No. So whatever course correction He suggests, make the course correction He suggests, and you'll not leave any joy on the table. The key to maximizing joy in life is focusing on fundamentals, and far too many LDS singles focus on finding ways to cross paths with that special someone, all the while forgetting the fundamental principle that if they are not agreeable enough, then no quantity of paths crossed are going to produce the desired result. When you focus first on living your best life as much as you can, you make yourself more agreeable and you make your life more inviting. That life is also the more joyful one, and that joy will only increase your attractiveness to a potential companion. So the future really is as bright as your faith. When you focus on fundamentals, you can take more effective action, and more effective action produces more effective results. More effective results will help you feel more powerful and desirous to do more, and thus the cycle continues ever upward. Riding that wave will bring you more joy in your journey. Well, peeps, if I had a guest to talk about these concepts with, we go into a discussion about it now, and people in the chat could join in, but I don't have a guest, so that's all I got for this episode of Join the Journey Radio. Thanks to everyone for joining in. If you have something you'd like to say about what we discussed today, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let's see if check the chat. The chat is empty. All right. I guess the chat people are satisfied. What I said makes sense to them. So if you have something you'd like to say about what we discussed today, then just, leave a comment below the video that we're going to post up on our social media channels, wherever you're watching it. And if there's a topic you'd like to see us address on a future program of Join the Journey Radio, then yes, go ahead, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you'd like to see. If there's something we can do to help you specifically overcome the challenges of LDS singles life, then yep, you got it. Leave a comment down below. That'll really help out. Help us to help you, right? And if you don't want to give out the deets to the whole world, then go ahead and go to the website, right? jointhejourneyradio.com. And there on our website, you'll see a contact page. And on the contact page, you will find a form that you can fill in and send to us. And once you send it, it'll be, give us all the deets and what you would leave in a comment without all the world being able to read it. So those of you who are a little bit more introverted, yeah, we got you covered. We want you to join us. So yeah, we want everybody to come join us. So that's that'll be that. So anyway, just let us know what it is you'd like to see and how we can help you, and we'll do what we can to help out. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff with our content, so that, what you find helpful can be pushed out by the algorithms to help other LDS singles everywhere. So until next time, this is your host reminding you there is joy to be had all along your journey. So take that joy and journey on.
You and I have witnessed many things, but nothing as bodacious as what just happened.
Check it out! Look at I'm in really bad shape. Come on, please, please.
Bob.
Give me. I need.
My God, pull yourself together!
I get to lay in a bed by myself all of my life. It's fantastic.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
Wait till I get going. Where was I?
Suck it!
Run away!
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we did it. Come on, give me some of that. Yeah. Woohoo! I will see you cats on the flip-flop later.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.